Today is Thursday, October 12th, 2023. Today I placed one trade on NQ. Well, I added to my position, so technically I had two positions, but I was short biased. Today I went short here, I added to my position here, and I took profit here. And let me show you guys. I usually don't like I try not to show how much money I make in trading because it affects me psychologically, and then also it's not about how much money we make, it's about are we doing the right things. But this is how much I made today on my trades on NQ. I had two contracts and I netted once commission was taken out $1,261.64. So I was short biased today because today is Thursday, and usually during a bullish week, which was the case, so this is a NQ chart, the daily chart. Usually if it's a bullish week, which was the case, there is a 70% chance that the high of the week is during New York AM session. So I was looking to get short because we've been going up the whole week, and there's going to be some type of pullback. So I had that in mind. So the first thing that I do when I trade, I'm watching both NQ and ES at the same time. So I noticed that during overnight, both NQ and ES, they both swept yesterday's high, meaning they took out the stops that were above yesterday's high. So that was good because I usually require some type of daily level before I place a trade. I want to see price testing some type of daily level, whether it took out a previous day's high or low, it tested 50% of a tail, or it tested on order block. I need some type of I need price to test either the daily or the weekly level. So I like the fact that it took out yesterday's high. And this is the extended trading hours on the daily chart. On the 5-minute, this is a regular trading hours chart. And I was watching S&P 500 futures, and I saw the gap down. So when I see I saw a gap down in relation to yesterday's close. So this was yesterday's close. So I saw a gap down, and then when I saw a big bear candle on ES, it told me that sellers were in control, and I wanted this bear breakout to be confirmed. The second bar of the day, it confirmed the bear breakout. And then on the third candle, when this candle traded below the second candle, I went short on NQ. I went short on NQ because I usually like to trade NQ because it's a fast mover. It reaches my 50 points, which I usually try to aim for. It reaches that pretty quickly. So I went short on NQ. And the other reason why I was short, you see, so ignore these executions. These executions are from yesterday. I was messing around yesterday, so ignore that. But if you see candle 1 and candle 2, so candle 2 made a higher high in relation to candle 1, and on ES, candle 2 made a lower high in relation to candle 1. So this is a divergence. Some call SMT, Smart Money Tools. I call it a divergence. So there's a divergence between NQ or between ES and NQ. So I went short, and of course when I went short, it didn't drop as aggressively as ES. So ES, it dropped pretty aggressively. It put in one, two, three, four, five bear candles in a row. Where NQ, it barely went down. So today I could have made my money just trading ES, but I chose NQ, and it popped up on me. But held I held to my I didn't stop out because my premise that today would be a bear day, it hasn't been invalidated yet, and especially considering that ES put in one, two, three, four, five bear candles, and then when it did pop up, it failed to make a new high where NQ put in a higher high, but not ES. And I was also watching the Dow. So the Dow is this chart, the bottom chart, and I saw that the Dow YM was selling off. It was selling off as this is NQ on top, as NQ is rallying. The Dow was selling off. I was also watching RTY, which is the Russell 2000s. RTY was selling off, and NQ was the only one that was trying to move higher. So I don't think that NQ had the strength to pull the entire market with it. Considering my premise that it's been a bullish week, there is about a 70% chance that the high of the week is during New York AM session. So I kept my short position, and I actually added to my position here. The reason I added to my position here was because I noticed on the weekly chart prior to this high, NQ put in an exact equal high with this candle, with this weekly candle, literally to the tick. So the high of this, hold on, which one was it? Yeah, so right here. So the high of this is, if you take a look at this, the high of that is 15,461. The high of this is 15,461. So literally to the tick. So at this point, NQ put in an exact high to the tick as the high of this weekly candle. So I wanted to add, but it was just too convenient. I feel like the market is going to, or NQ is going to put in one more high before selling off. So as soon as NQ took out these highs and took out this weekly candle, I added to my position. And I was also looking at, we have a wedge. So a wedge is 3 pushes. So this is the first push up, the second push, and the third push. And we even have a smaller 3 pushes up, 1, 2, and then 3. And if here it did go in my direction and it got me to break even on my position, but I was convinced that the market was going to sell off today, so I didn't close out my position for break even, and I closed out the position here. So if you see these 2 green dots, these are my executions. I could to know that these are real executions. We could do text and marker only. So I closed out the first or half my position here because it was approaching the open of day, which could be a magnet, and then I closed out the rest because it took out the stops that were below here, so it already reached the well, it took out the stops that were here, and I did have to hold this position for way too long, and I just wanted to close out the trade, so I closed out the trade here. And yeah, I missed this entire move down, but hey, I'll take this winning trade, especially considering that it went against me. But I was firm about my belief, that it was going to sell off, and if it had kept going, that's fine. I would have stopped out. Sometimes we gotta take a stop, but today it worked in my favor, and I am done trading for the day. So I do think that the market, I feel, is still going to go higher. I am suspecting that maybe next week is going to sell off, and the next Thursday it may put in the low of the week, and that may be the low of the low for the remainder of the year. So next week I am anticipating a bearish week, and usually if the week is bearish on a Thursday during New York session, we usually see the low of the week, so the opposite of what happened today. And if you don't believe me, go look through your charts and you will see that this is the case.